The oracle's touch? The air in Amber's sanctuary was heavy, with the scent of dried lavender and the faint, sweet musk of old parchment. Kate stepped across the threshold, her heart hammering a frantic, visceral rhythm against her ribs. Amber stood by the arched doorway, a vision in a dark purple bohemian wrap dress that clung to her generous, busty curves. Her short gray hair was styled in an elegant, modern crop, framing an attractive face with eyes that seemed to see far beyond the physical realm. "Welcome, Kate," Amber murmured, her voice a low, honeyed vibration that sent a sudden, delicious shiver down Kate's spine. They moved to the velvet sofa, a plush island in a sea of soft shadows and flickering candlelight. As they sat, the space between them seemed to hum with an unspoken, magnetic energy. Amber turned her body fully toward Kate, her knee brushing against Kate's thigh with deliberate softness. The contact was brief, but it felt like a jolt of static electricity that left Kate breathless. Kate felt the athletic lines of her body tense and then melt under Amber's steady, knowing gaze, an ache of anticipation blooming in her chest. "Give me your hand," Amber whispered, her gaze dropping to Kate's lap. Kate obeyed, her palm trembling slightly as she placed it in Amber's soft, warm grip. Amber's fingers were firm yet gentle, tracing the map of Kate's life with a slow, sensory touch that felt like fire on skin. The psychic leaned in closer, the neckline of her purple wrap dress shifting as she focused on the lines of Kate's palm. The intimacy was overwhelming, turning the simple reading into a deep, tactile exploration of Kate's very soul. Amber looked up, and for a long moment, the world outside ceased to exist. Their eyes locked, Amber's filled with a swirling depth of experience, and Kate's bright with a new, hungry curiosity. The silence in the room became a living thing, heavy and sweet, vibrating with every heartbeat. The tension stretched between them like a golden thread, taut and shimmering. Kate felt a flush creep up her neck, her senses heightened by the sheer, magnetic pull of the woman sitting inches away. "You carry so much tension in your frame," Amber said, her voice dropping to a velvety, intimate rasp. She stood with a graceful fluidness and moved behind Kate, her hands finding the knots in Kate's shoulders. As Amber's thumbs pressed firmly into the muscles of Kate's athletic back, Kate let out a soft, involuntary moan. The heat from Amber's palms seeped through the thin fabric of Kate's green tank top, grounding her and setting her skin on fire all at once. The sensation was intoxicating, a physical release that left Kate feeling vulnerable and seen. Amber leaned down, her eyes fluttering closed as she pressed her face closer to Kate's head. She lingered there, inhaling deeply, smelling the clean, sweet scent of Kate's blonde hair. Every circular motion of Amber's thumbs and the warmth of her breath against Kate's neck seemed to peel away another layer of Kate's reserve, exposing the raw excitement beneath. The house felt smaller, more private, as they shared this heavy, delicious weight of anticipation. Amber returned to the sofa, spreading a deck of tarot cards across the low table with a practiced flick of her wrist. As she leaned over to interpret the spread, she drew close to Kate, their shoulders pressing together. The air crackled with a visible attraction as Amber spoke of destiny and the Empress. Kate watched Amber's lips move, barely hearing the words, her entire being focused on the warmth radiating from the woman in the purple dress beside her. The session drew to a close, but the air remained thick with an electric charge. As Kate stood to leave, her reluctance was etched in the slow way she moved. Amber walked her to the door, her presence a warm, curvaceous shadow in the hallway. Just before stepping out into the cool night, Kate turned, overwhelmed by a sudden, bold impulse. She leaned in and pressed a lingering, tender kiss to Amber's cheek. The skin was velvet soft, and the contact sent a final, powerful jolt through Kate's entire body. Two days passed in a blur of distracted thoughts until they met again in the sun-drenched, lush park. The light filtered through the canopy, casting dancing shadows across the path. They sat on a secluded bench, the conversation flowing with an ease that felt like they had known each other for lifetimes. Amber wore her signature dark purple wrap dress, and Kate was in her green tank top and jeans. Kate reached out, her fingers lacing through Amber's as they finally confessed the depth of their mutual attraction. "I haven't stopped thinking about you," Kate admitted, her gaze fixed on Amber's lips. Amber smiled, a slow, radiant expression that lit up her face with a stunning warmth. "Then stop thinking," Amber replied, her voice a soft command. They leaned in simultaneously, their lips finally meeting in a passionate, soul-stirring kiss. It was a collision of heat and hunger, the culmination of the tension that had been building since their first touch. In the quiet of the park, they lost themselves in the magic they had finally claimed.